Peace, family. Welcome to another episode Underground Railroad Productions. I'm here with the brother Red Pill, this brother Rich. I guess today, Pill, I want to talk about, I talk about you with, I talk about hip hop a lot with you, and I want to touch on, I didn't see the MTV Awards because I pretty much know what it is at this point. At this point, yeah, enough experience, you know where it is. I mean, I had some good years watching it, I ain't gonna front. A lot of good performances throughout the years, so I just can't shit on them completely. But, yeah, I went through my, I'm always scrolling through my Facebook feed, and you see some of the shit they did, and the bits, and, the sound bites, the segments, and they got Ouija boards where they saying who killed Meek, and then it spells LAPD and shit, like this crazy shit like that. But the main reason why we're here today, we're gonna get into that for the people that want to hear you talk about that. But Red, I want to instead of just talking about how I don't like it, I actually want to use my platform. I'm up to like 81,000 subscribers now. During the month, I would say I generate all my videos together generate about 1 million views per month. So that's a large audience. So I want to use the audience that I have, and I want to promote independent music artists who don't have the opportunity to get on MTV. Because there's a whole industry, and they're giving out 5 awards for the whole year. 5, 6, so there's thousands of people that don't get recognized. So I got a growing platform, a growing platform where the middleman is cut out, and I can use my platform to uplift people, to uplift a certain type of music that I want to get recognized. Yes. So I want to tell all the independent artists before we get into our program, Red. I want to tell all the independent artists. I'm gonna leave an email in the description bar. If you have videos out there, send it to me, send it to Red Pill. I will be premiering more and more music videos on my channel every month, so we won't just have to complain about what quote unquote they're doing to us, but we could also use the power and leverage we have to uplift each other. And that's what it's basically gonna have to come down to. We're gonna have to start our own industries if we wanna just stop, we can't just keep complaining. We're gonna have to use what we have to get what we want. So once again, artists out there, musical artists, send your music. I know a lot of y'all got these music videos. Send them in to me. I threw up A.A. Rashid about a week and a half ago. Yeah, Fard Feeler. There was a great response to that. But we got it, y'all. We got the opportunity to promote ourselves. Like I said, I got a huge platform. Sarnetta got his platform, and we just gonna keep growing more and more platforms. And we gonna get our shit out there. The universe it's that time. It's the age of Aquarius. The information has to come out one way or another. It can't be held. So with that being said, do you have a comment on that before we get into the, you got a comment, Red?
I most certainly do. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this information with the family about hip-hop. Thank you for the opportunity to even be a part of this video when we speak about the possibilities and the potential that we have right now, in the now, presently awaiting us when we are ready, willing, and able to grab it. In regards to the MTV Awards, I share your sentiments. I took a break this year. I've been going in every other year watching it, giving it my time, giving it my energy, the BET and the MTV Awards. This year, what were we doing? We were doing something that was more important than that. I was at a meeting up the block in Harlem with a group of elders, my brother Black America, and a group of elders and a bunch of young brothers as well. And we were being presented an opportunity to own a diamond mine in Africa, all right, in Sierra Leone, from a brother who moved over there and got it through hereditary purposes, and he sees what's being done in the streets, and he's making an offer of a lifetime. That's what we were doing while the awards were going on. So, you know, I really didn't have time for it. I did what you did. I went online. I saw the memes. I saw Kanye with the rant. I saw the European pilgrim, the rebel chick. I saw Miley Cyrus get barked on by Nicki Minaj. I saw the Ouija board. I saw the rebel European woman named Rebel, whatever her name is, with the police thing, making mockery and satire of our pain. Cultural appropriation in its finest form. Them taking something that's serious to us and ridiculing it, making satire of it in front of millions upon millions upon millions of people. Now, one of the main reasons why I've been disinterested in participating in anything Viacom is doing at this point, especially MTV Awards, is because that window is officially closed. You know, it's been closing year by year, but after last year when they was at the Barclays and it was completely pop and Euro, and it was a subtle way of announcing to the world that yes, we've crushed this culture that is known as hip hop, or we've not only assimilated it, but we've neutralized it. So this year was just a resurrection, a telltale sign of that. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. They violating, they've been violating. You know, they doing their subtleties and their subliminals, and the subliminals has gotten so bold that now it's not even subliminal. It's a straight diss track. They naming names and they saying it to your face. So that when people who have powerful minds, and when there's people who have powerful potential and they belong to networks that are also empowered, when they see violations of that sort, it triggers something inside of their mind to let them know that this is the time not to be a reactionary, but it's the time to launch, and it's the time to move forward with the plans that's been incubating for a very long time.
I'm curious, what's your opinion on, you know, we've talked extensively on hip hop. We did the video with about Action Bronson and Ghostface about a month ago at the Barclays. I'm interested. Okay. Yeah, so when we was talking about the whole, you know, Action Bronson Ghostface thing, we had mentioned the idea of hip hop and ageism and not respecting the elders. Yes. I was just curious about what was your opinion as a hip hop artist, as somebody who worked in the industry, seeing Macklemore, you know, bring out Kool Moe D, Melly Mel, and who else he had? There was one of the other elders in hip hop he had with him. But what's your take on seeing that, you know, since we talked about it, seeing you know, a white dude in hip hop actually manifest that and show homage and pay respect to the elders? Do you give him respect, or do you look at that as some, you know, there was kind of some hidden motives behind that? What's your whole take on that?
I didn't listen to the song. You know, I reposted it. Yeah, it was interesting because when we did NWA Decoded on Sinetta Studios last week, I spoke about the blatant disrespect that the students or the beneficiaries of the culture have given to the ones who came before them, such as Melly Mel, the elders, you know, the pioneers. They don't really need, you know, nobody to really recognize them, but because they did the work. I'm not saying it in an egotistical way. What I'm saying is they already did their work. They put in their work. They set it up. What the youth usually does when they respect their elders in any society or culture is that they'll tell the story of the ones who came before them, and they'll hold them up both in their rhymes and their videos. They will even bring them out, like how rappers bring out new rappers or who's hot at the moment. They'll bring the legends out and give them their shine. You don't know what that does to a person's spirit and their soul. So I mentioned that in the lecture, and then immediately after that, we see Macklemore, you know, taking that taking that initiative for that matter, for lack of better words, and it's honorable. Jay-Z could have did it, LL could have did it, Puffy could have did it, any of the people in the top 20 bracket of the highest earners. And I say the highest earners because, I'm not saying that you made your money utilizing what Melly Mel did, but I'm saying that, yeah, you made your money utilizing what Melly Mel did. And you did utilize your money, you did make your money utilizing what Africa Bambaataa did when he actually forged the culture called hip-hop. So what better way to pay homage than to make some new music with them and let them do what it do, show them to a new generation, and especially in the iTunes streaming generation where you could catch wind, your album, it doesn't matter how long it came out, it could get hot right now, like NWA is charting right now. So I wish, we see that a little bit more with our pioneers. Bring them out. They're not, there's no such thing as an old rapper. I want to hear from people who are over 40 rapping. I want to know what their mind. Just don't do an album like Compton. Like, don't be over 40 and make an album trying to sound like you're not. Trying to sound like you're part of that 18 to 25-year-old demographic. It really just won't connect with this new generation. You know what I mean? It won't connect with these new listeners, for that matter, for better words. Because I don't like saying new generation as if a new generation is any different from the generation that comes before it. Like my generation. No, generations are continuations of lineages and bloodlines. Like inside of my blood, I have all my generations inside of me. So I'm not a new generation or a different generation. I'm a continuum.
I talked about this concept with Griffin, Professor Griffin, Sister Zaza before, and that's the idea of using comedy when it comes to social injustices. I mentioned to them about Jon Stewart. With every police shooting that happened, he kind of did a little, he talked about it. It was, some feel as though it was tasteful, some feel as though it was too soon to make skits about it, like with the girl that got no, not Sandra Bland, the young girl in the pool, McKinney Pool incident.
Oh, yeah.
He had made a skit, where a black girl had on a bulletproof vest when she was going to a pool party. So some people feel as though that makes people, that desensitizes people from when it happens in real life. So I guess MTV felt as though, they're trying to make light of something hard. Some people felt as though, they know damn well what they was doing when you have somebody say fuck the stripper police and make a joke out of it. It's too serious of an issue. So what's your whole idea about using comedy when it comes to these social injustices? Is it a time for it? Is it a place for it?
I know that the European is notorious for satire. You know what I'm saying? I know that the European is notorious for using satire as a form of propaganda. I know that the European globally is abhorred for his use of satire. Case in point, when they made the movie last year about executing the North Korean president, right? The Interview. The people in North Korea who study more than the people in America and understand the power of film, they knew that subtle use of satire was actually not what they were trying to make it seem as if. You know what I mean? They were actually calling for the murder of their president, and they reacted as such. And when you see MTV utilize their platform and their programming to make satire or fun or to mock and ridicule what Black America is going through at the current time, when you're dealing with you're dealing with unjustified murders, you're dealing with the stoking of the fires, the embers of a race war. You're dealing with back and forths at this point. Shit is back to back because you have police now or policy officers getting murdered. Then you have them doing retribution in the hood, murdering innocent people and things of that nature. So it's back to back. It's back and forth. So MTV has no, I think it's tasteless. I know that it's tasteless. You know, I feel that it's not warranted, especially by MTV. I would rather see a Chappelle. If Chappelle was to do some form of satire, I mean, all of those shows. I respect what Jon Stewart brings to the table, but him, The Daily Show, Keith Olbermann, all of them have done a great job of pouring, you know, remember the Ice Bucket Challenge? Pouring water on fires, you know, making you laugh at our pain. You feel what I'm saying? Now, on the flip side of that, humor and laughter, especially to a people that are being targeted through media to affect their hearts and their minds with all of this stress-related news, you know, regentrification, you know what I'm saying? Like all of the bad news that they give you, the blues that they give to you during those hours of, or maybe the 24-hour news cycle or the 30-minute nightly news or the morning news. So I know that satire and comedy and things of that nature are good for people whose hearts are becoming very heavy. You know, you're able to laugh instead of cry. But when your open enemy and his constituents are delivering that laughter or that satire or that comedy to you, that's a smack in the face, because please believe they're behind the scenes having a field day off of your pain at this point in time in this juncture that we find ourselves in. So, you know, nah, man, you know, that shit was whack.
Do you personally find a problem? You know, we also spoke, I did a lot of interviews with you, man. We also spoke a lot about cultural appropriation.
Yes.
No, that was the same interview, right? Yeah. That was the same interview. I thought that was a different interview. But do you see something wrong with, you know, a lot of people getting speaking on Miley Cyrus wearing dreads? Does it bother you to see white women wear dreads? Is that something that you know, I mean, is it some people should just mind their business? I mean, do you feel offended personally when you see that, or should black women feel offended because, you know, the whole argument of, well, black women are not wearing their natural hairstyles, so why get mad when, you know, but what's your feelings on that?
It's cultural appropriation. The young sister from, what movie was that? The Hunger Games. When she put out her video, right? As a sister, a black sister, or a melanated sister for that matter, speaking on subjects of beauty, you know, and the standards of beauty, and the European influence on the standards of beauty, and the dangers of being brainwashed in this Western culture to identify with the European standards of beauty, I would refer to her. I would refer to what she did, and I would refer to the plethora of videos that our beautiful sisters have done that are online on YouTube and other places where they speak against that, because that's something that they could speak of from a personal standpoint, and it has a lot more power and a lot more, you know, validity than me speaking about it. But as for seeing Europeans wearing locks, I don't want to call them dreadlocks, locks, you know, or Rastafarian hairdos, I feel that, of course, that's like, it don't look right. It just don't match. You know, you got the European hair, you know what I mean? Like, your hair doesn't even naturally lock. You feel what I'm saying? You have to put all kind of stuff into it's not a natural lock. What we do with our natural locks, you know, as people who, you know, culturally should be, I'm not telling anybody what they should be doing, but I'm saying what we should do. You know what I'm saying? What would work better for us? Back to what would work better for us, knowing the biological and natural organic properties, and knowing the benefits of having your crown intact. You good? You know what I'm saying? I would say that it would benefit us to wear our natural hair more than just a beauty thing or a cosmetic, you know, more for cosmetic or beauty purposes. I'm only speaking of it for energetic, spiritual purposes. Why were you born with kinky hair? Why were you born with spiraling hair? What is the science behind spiraling hair when it deals with information and photosynthesis and UV rays and light cold transmissions and all of that? It all has its credibility. So her wearing locks, wearing fronts, wearing door knocker earrings, although that they say that they participate in the culture, I'm saying hell to the nah. We would fare better if you did not participate in the culture that's really not for you at the end of the day. What this man created, keep in mind, he did create a culture that was colorless. But the people that helped to create the culture, both the brothers, the Puerto Ricans, who they misnomered, the Puerto Ricans, the Taino and Arawaks and Bodicans, and the African American, Aboriginal, indigenous brothers and sisters in the South Bronx in 1973, when they created the culture, not the rap game, the culture of hip hop. It was created amongst that unique circle, and then it was exported into the rest of New York. People picked up on it, they accepted it. It became colorblind and colorless. So now when Europeans are contributing to the culture, you know, and they may dress like the culture, and they may wear the customs of the culture, such as dashikis. They may wear hairstyles of the culture. What's my dude, MC Search in Third Base, when he had a flat top, like back in the days in the early 90s, we were amused, like we were impressed. Like how did he even get a flat top? We didn't even know, huh? Huh? They had an Ansar Allah flag in their videos, and they were going after other Europeans. Come in, brother. Hey, Rule Supreme, because he could speak about the culture as well. We're talking about cultural appropriation and peace, God. And Miley Cyrus was wearing locks. You know what I'm saying? And Justin Bieber wearing fronts. You know, what is your take on Europeans? You know, taking the look, the culture, the hairstyles, you know what I'm saying, and applying it to what it is that they're doing. Is that cultural appropriation, or are they paying homage to the culture?
Who said they're paying?
I'll hold that for you. I'm just asking you.
Who said they're paying homage to the culture? Has that been said?
Some people may say it. I mean, for the family that's out there that may say, well, they're just paying homage. I want to offer an answer to that.
Culture vulturalism, straight up,
yeah,
all day. I didn't watch the awards. I ride the train, so I see what's her name's face plastered all over the place.
Miley Cyrus.
Yeah, and and you know what's crazy?
Yes.
The one thing that I did see was the clip of her and Nicki Minaj.
I saw that too.
And I was like, oh wow. Nicki Minaj went off the script.
Facts.
And did something bold and daring.
Facts.
Did something bold and daring, and then Miley Cyrus also went off the script, and she decided to allow herself to become emotional and actually curse and use profanity and do something at this family event. Let me put this down. Just bought some new fabric. At this, but bullshit. That's not what the fuck happened. That's not what the fuck happened. That was straight up. That was the script.
That was scripted.
That was clearly the script. And the part about that's so significant, that we all missing, even those of us that caught that it's the script, is why is that the script?
Facts.
Why is that the script? What's being set up? Why is that the script? Think about movies like motherfucking Hunger Games and shit like that. You remember the Grammy, all of those award shows? They couldn't do nothing like that. They couldn't vent no kind of personal nothing. They couldn't speak about it. They still can't speak about anything political. They couldn't do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? When Kanye did it, that was real. That was organic. You know what I'm saying? And only only because he is a phenomenal artist can he say, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna do that. Only because he is a phenomenal artist and producer was he able to get away with that and keep going. Anybody else who is not just, it don't matter if you was how well your career was, if you actually had skill to present. Anybody else who was just put there because of, you know what I'm saying, marketing and all of that, but they didn't really have something hard to put, you out of here. You out of here. Yo, Beyonce video, you out of here. Your videos, you out of here. That shit don't happen. So remember, be clear with that. That don't happen. So why did it happen the other day? That was clearly scripted. So why is it metamorphing from a stage where family, environment, you know what I'm saying, wholesome, upliftingness, you know what I'm saying, had to be, why is that, all of those stages, the Super Bowl, halftime, so why are all of those morphing into a different type of presentation for the people? Like I said, think about movies like Hunger Games. You know what I'm saying? That little squabble between Nicki Minaj and whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? That was designed to keep on pushing this contentiousness between not just so-called races of people, so-called black and so-called white people, but people in fucking general. You know what I'm saying? Just getting people, just, if you look at everybody just fighting each other for nothing. And niggas got no idea why in the fuck we fight. And the answers are simple. The answers are almost in your grocery store, but it's been contaminated. But the answers are the best, you know what I'm saying, cleansing this shit out. You know what I'm saying? If me and you was fighting, an objective person could look and be like, yo, what, he's saying something different. They not even fighting each other. Motherfuckers don't even, couple relationships going to pieces for nothing because niggas don't even know who's really fighting. Because we eating meat, we eating all kind of contaminant. They just found out, they just reported, they claim that that pretty much all the ground beef actually has feces in. Like, we're finding out shit and be like, oh, I need to stop. Like, why do you need to find this out to already know? Like, they already showed you what Coca-Cola does. You already seen the Super Size Me. You know, I've never even seen Super Size Me. Ever. For what? Like, that's for y'all. I don't need this shit. Like, I think I tried to watch it for like 4 minutes and I was like, yo, this is boring. Like, I know this too. What the fuck? You ain't gotta tell me not to eat motherfucking McDonald's. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Let's go to the next question.
Come on, man.
All right.
Mind control, man. Just mind control. You think that's what happened? Bullshit, man. Bullshit. You think all of these other artists didn't think about doing that? You think it just worked out that they didn't give a fuck? They didn't give a fuck, and Macklemore just happened to be, you know what? I think the old school need to get some bull fucking shit, man. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Them niggas wanted to do something better. Them niggas wanted to do something better, but they shut the fuck down. That's how the fuck they taking the music industry over. That's how the fuck they've been doing it for 20 years, man. The whole idea is so that now things are coming under the auspices of them.
Okay, so they'll take a great idea. Let's say that LL came into the boardroom meeting and he threw it out there. They was like, nah, I don't think that'll go. And then when he left, they're like, call Macklemore. We're gonna, you know what I mean? Like, we're gonna make sure that
No, it's more diabolical than that. I know. It's over the years, niggas want to make sure they keeping some kind of line of history. You know what I'm saying? The whole, like, hip hop is a revolutionary, conscious, progressive organization. That's what it was all about. Fact. And everybody who's still rocking it now, who was dealing with it from the last 20 years, they know this. That's where they came from. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But after Tupac was assassinated, after Biggie was assassinated, niggas held back. It was like, whoa, hold up. Hold up.
That was a checkmate.
Because a lot of people know what the fuck happened. Yeah. A lot of people still making money today know what the fuck happened to Tupac and Biggie.
That was the checkmate to rich niggas who was out of control. Yeah, that was the rich nigga checkmate to play along. Mm-hmm. Play along.
Biggie was about to start the next distribution network. Which isn't even an issue nowadays, because before all of the digital shit, what we was trying to organize and establish was distribution. You could have all the record labels you want, but the control was who's getting your music out there. All of these record labels we still had to go through the big 6 record labels. You know what I'm saying? They had the power to actually start something that could go against that system. Luke did it. Luke did it, but niggas didn't get on it because he was on some other shit. He did the most revolutionary shit in the music business, but people didn't catch up.
In the beginning of the video, I told Red Pill that I want, because I have a big platform on YouTube and it's continuing to grow. I want, instead of just complaining about MTV, what they're doing, I want the artists to submit their videos to be on my channel. I want to, you know, I want to help independent artists that have absolutely no shot of being on MTV or BET or whatever, to get the recognition that they need. You know, there's people like myself, like Sonetta and many others who have these platforms. So I want y'all to talk about how there's no middleman really no more, man. It's straight, Dame Dash told us, man, it's direct to consumer. It's direct to consumer right now. I had that idea, I had that vision in my head when a year and a half ago when I started my YouTube. I was like, oh shit, we got our own networks now if we want to, and you know, but
Restarted.
yeah, when I restarted. But it's like, we don't realize the wonderful opportunities that is right in front of our faces. So I want y'all to talk about the power that we have right now, right in front of us, to do what we say we want to do right now in real time. Like literally next week, somebody's going to submit their video and it's going to get 10,000 views. 10,000 views that they would have never have gotten. Like, that shit is big. And then from there, somebody else will see it, throw it on here, somebody will share it on Facebook. Next thing you know, an artist got 1 million views without MTV, without Viacom. So talk about the importance of starting our own distribution, or, you know, our own websites or YouTube channels or whatever, please.
2008, we went ahead and launched what is known as No to Ledge TV on YouTube. You know, when we understood that this was a revolutionary tool that was in our hands, because it was able to cut out the middleman and put us in a position of power where we could tell our own story, we could put our own products out, we could put everything that we wanted to, and we did that. 2009, me, King Uraeus, Black Dot, and Blue Pill went to the Obelisk, right? Where we used to do full moon rituals and all kind of other things at Cleopatra's Needle, which is known as a Tekken, right there in the 80s, Fifth Avenue, right next to the Metropolitan Museum. It is one of the most powerful monuments in North America, not even on the East Coast. In North America, it's made out, I believe it's made out of limestone. I mean, it's magnificent. It's the microphone. It's a Tekken. It's a phallic symbol that impregnates the cosmos. So we would go and perform poetry. We would go and perform our music and stuff like that, and it would echo all around the park to the point where the helicopters used to come out. But let me get back. When we did the video, we saw the power of what YouTube and independent music has. We got thousands of views, right? This was just, let's all get together and get on our super Heru and usher in what is known as God Hop right now. Let's make the first strike. Yep. And we did that video, and it got a lot of good reception, and we knew, huh?
That was magic. That was magic.
Word. We knew at that point, that was almost like a ritual. Peace, Ty. That was almost like a ritual to set it off, and it was for the ancestors. Brother Ghetto Shaman, Royal Immortal, his editing of that piece was powerful. The way that he juxtaposed the ancestors, the mounds, all kind of stuff. So after that, I was introduced to Sa-Rock, Soul Messiah, you know what I'm saying? The God Hop movement. A.A. Rashid got on board. He started doing what he was doing because we understood that we are hip hop. That's what we deal with. So, you know, we artists first and foremost, and everything that we're gonna produce, everything that we're gonna do is gonna be art. But when we want to speak to different demographics, we know that you change up the medium of the art. If I want to speak to people of all ages, I'll get involved in film. If I want to speak to my hip hop family of all ages, I'll get into the music. If I want to get into if I want to if I want to share a statement or share some of my information, I'll get into fashion and put it on the clothes. You know what I'm saying? If I want to get with the 17-year-olds to the 25 and even the babies, I will pick up my pencil and get on my artwork and put out a children's book or have an art show in a gallery. So many different options. The music aspect, you've been abused by the music industry for too long. Can you pass that article on your phone? We've been abused by the music industry for so many years, so many decades, so many different expressions of our art, whether it be jazz, R&B, hip-hop, reggae, whatever. There's always a culprit. Then you see NWA and you see how Jerry Heller was very instrumental in sabotaging the potential, not anything else. He sabotaged the potential of the group. When Ice Cube left with that revolutionary pen, half revolutionary, half ratchet, right? NWA as a group with a message completely tanked. And that was Jerry Heller's influence. Blank contracts, putting people on dope like they did the people in the jazz era, hitting them with that heroin fix. Now they giving them Molly. Now they giving them coke. Now they giving them all kind of drugs and barbiturates in order to control them. Too much weed. Too much weed. Your accountant is a European. The whole label, you get 2 cents for your album. You're sharecropping. It's legal sharecropping, like Brother Umar said in the interview on Breakfast Club. You're sharecropping. So 2 cents off of a $20 album, and everybody on your label gets to eat off of your back, culture vultures, never did anything to put any money back. So if Sony and Universal cared about the neighborhoods that they helping to destroy by pressing up albums that are spitting out negativity and all kind of information and instructions on how to destroy yourself, why haven't they opened up any institutions? Why haven't they opened up any kind of, I don't want to talk about charities because we know how to, that's money laundering. That's how you wash money. That shit is insignificant in the conversation. We're talking about concrete institutions like a hospital, like another school, like teaching our children how to get into technology and coding. You know what I'm saying? Viable stuff like film studios in the hood. None of them contributed anything to our economic, socio-economic development. So, with that being said, cut them out of the middle. You have the internet now. There are streaming services, but I'm taking it as far as to say create your own streaming services. Go to your master teacher Google and ask questions. If you have any questions, find out the answers. Go find out how to create your own streaming service. Start out small. You don't necessarily have to be on Tidal or Apple or Spotify. But if you do want to participate in those platforms and mediums, do that. But the main factor in all of this is the people. If the people don't support us, if the people don't make Cyrock platinum, with all of the effort that she did, she's 10 albums deep. I would never put myself in front of the work that this sister and Soul Messiah has been doing in the community. Now Ruby Selah, El Ra's son, you know what I'm saying? AA, the Twin Pillars. It's so many people that we could talk about of this new generation that has a sound that is both revolutionary and life-altering, and they got bars and they got beats. So if the people don't step up and press that button, if the people don't press that button, then it's on them. Before I pass the mic, I just want to share with you how important hip-hop is and how powerful, why it is being controlled, and why it is that they have their hands in the pot. Science says hip-hop is the pinnacle of American music. A bunch of researchers in the UK have applied a scientific approach to figure out what type of music has the biggest impact in America. They boil it down to just 3 distinct periods in which a particular genre captured our ears and our hearts. According to their findings, the genre that has the biggest impact is hip-hop. Okay? Press Association reports that the researchers hailing from Queen Mary University of London and Imperial College teamed up with Last.fm to study samples of about 17,000 songs dating from 1960 to 2010. The songs that were analyzed appeared on US Hot 100 chart at some point during that period. An algorithm categorized the songs according to their musical properties, right down to the chord patterns, instruments and equipment used, and tonal characteristics. The researchers boiled all of that down and identified 3 key music revolutions where a particular genre moved the charts. 1964, the British invasion, ushered in by the Beatles and the Rolling Stones. 1983, new wave and post-punk rock. 1991, hip-hop. I could read the whole article. I'm going to stop here because we're actually... Business Insider. Not Gossip Tabs, not Rags. Business Insider. And who did the research? The Queen Mary University of London and Imperial College. If you know what that is, that's beyond Harvard and Princeton and Yale. That's above them. So, with that being said, I'm just sharing with you the power of a culture that you have to take back. Not you could, not you should. You have to take it back. Because you have to identify where the void is taking place. You have to identify what has been compromised and what they took. Where's the power being sucked from? It's your culture, family. Here you go.
I'm gonna come back to mind control. I'm gonna come back to mind control because at the end of the day, that's what all of this shit is about.
Yes.
At the end of the day, this is what it's about. They talking about hip hop is the pinnacle of American music. We said that a while ago. We noticed that hip hop, because of what it did,
Yes.
it's we said the last music to be made, not necessarily the pinnacle, not necessarily the last, but the last new creation type of music. Like most music, for whatever reason, like a cultural area, like people had whatever rhythm, and whatever they was a vessel to came out and came through, and that collection of of vibrations from different entities created like different styles of what we call different genres of music. I don't even like to differentiate. I like to call it all music. Mm-hmm. But point being, hip hop did something that no other music form did. Mm-hmm. Encompassed every other music that came before it through sampling.
Yes. Nobody did that before that.
Hip hop said, "Yo, I can be anything." Hip hop had so much of an effect on not just the music industry, which there's no such thing really as a music industry or an entertainment. Like, that's a fiction. Those industries are created specifically as mind control industries using entertainment and music for that purpose.
Right.
You know what I mean? But country music, jazz music, they all had their own specific things. You couldn't go to a country and start playing the trumpet and the saxophone. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? You couldn't come into classical music and start playing a banjo. It don't
work like that.
Like, there's no creativity, none whatsoever that could meld a banjo within Beethoven, within the structure. I mean, we can do it now because of what hip hop did, but before that,
Prior to that.
you know what I mean? Hip hop came and took everything else. What's that? And took everything else, brought it all together, and made it a whole nother level. Like we were saying on the other video, like it's actually an expression of some serious spirits that's coming through and emerging on the earth and just pushing things. So think about that when the article said that hip hop is the pinnacle of American music. Mm-hmm. And what I was saying before, I'm bringing everything back to mind control. The Beatles. Mm-hmm. They said the Beatles ushered in this whole new age. The Beatles. You know how the Beatles got started? A good fucking trick. Let's pay a couple hundred girls, high school girls, a little bit of money to go to the airport, and you see them guys when they come out the plane. You don't know who the fuck they are, but here's $50 or whatever. Just act like you're there. Get some cameras out, get some media, boom. Now, I mean, we can't do all of that today because, you know, all these little tricks have been done. You know what I'm saying? Puffy came in and just took street promotions to a next place in the 90s. So, but that's one of the first tricks that they really used to blow the whole music industry out, just crazy like that. So it come back to mind control. What I was thinking the whole time you're talking about the digital, all the digital platforms and everything that we have the opportunity to do with that. One question: what are we gonna do when the lights go out? Not even necessarily a question. It's more of a
we're gonna do what we do until the motherfuckers go out.
Indeed.
Not worrying about that.
Indeed. No, the point I'm making, it's a point.
I know.
Cause no, not even that. Brother Rich was saying, like, why can't we, not necessarily why can't we, but you know, that's the way we put things. Why can't we organize all of our talent and what we really have that's positive and progressive and the great things and the serious art that we have to offer? How come we can't organize and really make a force with that? So the reason why I say what we're gonna do when the lights go out, it just shows a state of mind of having a dependency on certain things that we can't control. Yes, exactly. Take advantage of it while it's here. But we have to get to a place where we're really seriously organizing.
I just want to ask something. Have you been? You're a DJ.
Mhm.
You're a world-renowned DJ.
All right.
You've spun records of some of the greatest. You were Lawrence Hill tour DJ, one of the legends. So you are familiar when an artist has created a buzz, what that buzz affords them, and how it could be monetized and translated into sales. All I'm saying is that irregardless of the digital wave or if it's a pressed up mixtape, we have to create artists and we have to build up their buzz. We have to build up we have to have people want to hear what it is that they're going to bring with quality product, with quality beats, with quality lyrics, with the quality image, with quality videos and stuff like that. And what I'm saying is, just to answer what he asked, all we have to do is get our machine rolling. We have to tighten up our ship. For the videographers that are watching this, for the producers with that A1 sound, for the brothers and sisters that have the technology and may not even be doing something with it, for the people that have the resources and the equipment, for the brothers in the industry who are tired of working for that plantation or you want to get involved with something new. It's going to take a collected effort of brothers and sisters coming together. We're going to have to identify a certain amount of artists amongst us, and these are the artists that we have to get behind them, not in blind faith, not, oh, just wait, I'm going to take it. No, there has to be a network put together, and there has to be a formula, and there has to be a business formula set up to where we know when your album is released on a Tuesday or Friday, you are guaranteed a certain amount of sales, because privileges comes with membership. Membership has its privileges. So going back to what I've always been saying, for everybody that talks about, oh, all he does is talk, you obviously don't have no idea about what it is that we do, okay? We come and talk because you want me to communicate with you through my body language? Do you want me to just play games with my hands with you? Yeah, you want me to just email you some of this information? But I'm speaking, I'm only speaking. Yeah, I'm media, and I'm only speaking because of the work that I put in. Obviously, I have something, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm qualified to speak. All I've been saying is, because I've identified a huge network, the network is so huge that it's almost a crime against humanity that it has not come together and shown what it is that it is capable of doing. You can't get mad at anybody. You can't point any kind of fingers. Your solution lies within your ability to come together and to monetize and to actualize and to materialize your highest thoughts and your plans and your goals. And that's what we're doing collectively. That's why you see the collaboration of different brands coming together, the merging of such. That's called unity. If you think unity is grown people hugging each other. Unity is Know the Ledge and UGR coming together to work all of these months without any incident. So all I'm saying is that even with the whole thing about the lights and even all of it, I'm saying that physically pressing up copies, physically having, because if you're going to have your stuff in the digital realm, yeah, you damn right you better have some vinyl and you have to have some backup. Put your shit in a safe somewhere in case all of that stuff gets erased. Whether it's an ebook or video, burn it on a disc, have physical copies, because there's no guarantee that that thing might crash. But until it crashes, whether it's tomorrow or whether it's 10,000 years from now, you get busy until that day. Relentless. You go hard. And you take advantage of the opportunity of an internet in a the digital realm, and you monetize it. You commodify it. We're part of something that's coming up. You want to briefly just touch on that before you close out? What was that? The DJ, the hip hop jump off.
Oh, you tell them about it. You brought me on board. I don't know too much yet.
Well, I'm pleased to announce.
I'm gonna try to offer my service.
Yeah, that I got DJ.
Where I can.
Yes,
if I can.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. I said I'm gonna offer my services to your event and assist where I can.
Yes, indeed. In December of 2015, I'm proud to announce that we will have our brother DJ Heru Supreme, world renowned. Give him your DJ name.
Grandmaster Supreme.
Grandmaster Supreme, world renowned DJ, the winner of multiple DJ competitions. When was your first competition that you won?
The 91 World Supremacy.
Okay. Yeah, some of y'all might have seen Q and Juice. I think they got their inspiration from the God right here.
Nah.
We bringing that back. Make a long story short, we bringing that back.
I got my inspiration from Richie Rich, who was in Juice.
Facts. We got a hip hop convention coming up. Africa Bambaataa, Kool Herc, DJ Supreme, Red and Blue, Black Dot, Lord Jamar, the list goes on. Stay tuned. It's going to be monumental. We are saving hip-hop. Okay? We're bringing it back. We don't need Macklemore to do the job. We're going to do it this time. December coming up. Thank you, my good brother, for participating in this interview. All right, family?